Everyone. Welcome back to the Enchiridion discussion. This is going to be a discussion over, we'll just call it Chapter 2 of the Enchiridion. Remember that desire contains in it the profession of obtaining that which you desire, and the profession in aversion is that you will not fall into that which you attempt to avoid. And he who fails in his desire is unfortunate, and he who falls into that which he would avoid is unhappy. If then you attempt to avoid only the things contrary to nature, which are within your power, you will not be involved in any of the things which you would avoid. But if you attempt to avoid disease, or death, or poverty, you will be unhappy. Take away then aversion from all things which are not in our power, and transfer it to the things contrary to nature which are in our power. But destroy desire completely for the present. For if you desire anything which is not in our power, you must be unfortunate. But of the things in our power, and which it would be good to desire, nothing is yet before you. But employ only the power of moving toward an object and retiring from it, and these powers indeed only slightly, and with exceptions, and with remission. A bit of a summary from that reading. Desire, that's the hope of obtaining what you want. So the thing you want and your hope of obtaining it. And aversion is the thing you want to avoid and your hope of avoiding it. And he even says here, when we do not obtain what we want, or we do obtain what we do not desire, we will be unhappy. So even a Stoic will be unhappy if they obtain what they don't want, or if they fail to obtain what they want. So what we need here is a recalibration. We need to adjust that dial and recalibrate what it is we want and what it is we do not want. And that's where the work comes in. And so for now, he says we need to start moving things out of the categories we grew up believing in. So rather than being averse to criticism or averse to hard work, those things fall into the indifferent category. They are nothing to us. They are things we'll have to bear as part of being a human. But we need to put things into our aversion category, things that we want to avoid, which would be character flaws, or failing to be just, failing to live up to those virtues that we've talked about in the past. So we want to be just, temperate, courageous, and wise. We need to practice those virtues and make those those the things we want to avoid failing at. He says at the same time to avoid desire for now, to get rid of desires. We are not ready, and that's kind of hard if we're a fully functional adult with a job and things, I think. But we need to try to avoid desire for now. Quit wanting things to happen as much as possible. He says we are not ready yet. We don't have the skills yet to desire the right things until we've really practiced this a lot. So he says practice desire gently for now. So rather than committing to desires that we can't actually live up to for now, we should just let it go and just practice not being averse to things that we shouldn't be averse to. That's kind of strange, right? But so for now, you don't need that new phone. Don't desire that promotion. Don't desire having dinner tonight. Just desire that things go as you. So how could we possibly apply some of this? When anything happens to you, or you wish you had something new, or you wish things were different, or you wish you hadn't done something last year, remember, ask yourself that real important question: is this in your power or not? So, no, those things usually are not in your power. The hard part is when it's you that screwed up, because you're like, well, I made the choice and my choices are in my power. Yes, that's true, but you're talking about a choice that was made in the past, and that's no longer in your power, right? So it's not in your power. And then you need to ask yourself, is it a proper desire or aversion that I'm worried about? Is this something I should really want? Like, oh, I don't want to have to tell my boss that I screwed up that report. He's going to be mad. Maybe I can pretend it didn't happen. or whatever. Is that something that you should be averse to, being yelled at? Or no, criticism is something that I shouldn't be averse to. Just criticism especially. So then you say, okay, I won't avoid it then. So is it proper for you to desire? Is it a proper thing to be averse to? If you say, man, I really want that new car, well, I need to try being more grateful for the car I have, perhaps. Or if you're really good, avoid desire altogether, as Epictetus says. So for now, if possible, avoid as many desires as you can and still function in society. And focus on not avoiding externals that you used to be averse to. So I think that's where it really comes down, is first of all, being averse to character flaws. Start really focusing on those. But at the same time, try to stop being averse to things that you used to avoid. Perhaps you used to avoid mowing the lawn on a hot day. Drink plenty of water, though. Perhaps you used to avoid, like I said, calling your in-laws because you know they're going to argue with you about something. But if you realize these are things that are not worth being averse to, in fact, they are tests of my character. I can practice being more tolerant, or I can practice trying to teach someone why they are wrong rather than yelling at them. I can practice these things instead of being averse to even engaging with them. Perhaps we will grow as Stoics. All right, that has been the Enchiridion, Chapter 2. Thanks for joining me this week for a review of the Enchiridion.